Graphic design is an essential skill for any content creator. And there was a problem. I didn't have that skill. So that's why I decided to learn graphic design from scratch. So, myself, Rohit, and today I am going to share my experience of learning graphic design from scratch. Jai Siya Ram. So, what is graphic design? So, graphic design is an art of creating visual content by using elements like text, images, and layouts and compositing them in a certain way that express any emotions and communicate to the audience and conveys the right message to them. That is graphic design. So now let's move on to the fundamentals of the graphic design that we learned in this process. So the first fundamental that I learned was color theory, and color theory taught me that not to choose any random color for your design. So every color has its own emotion and has its own way of conveying a message. Every color has its own style and unique vibe. So that's why choosing a right color is always important for your design. It has various components like color wheel, then complementary, and then triad. So these kind of color picking or color wheels techniques. Then there are warm colors and cool colors which has their own unique way of delivering a message or feeling. Color theory is a vast topic and could not be covered in this particular video, which is just about my experience of graphic design. So that's it. Let's move on to the next fundamental. So the second fundamental that I learned was shapes. There are various types of shapes: circles, rectangles, triangles, squares, but using them appropriately in your design is the key for making a successful design or a successful visual content. So that's what I learned from the second fundamental: using right shapes at the right time and in the right proportion. Now let's move on to the next fundamental. So the third fundamental is white space. So white space is space that creates breathable area for other components. If there is a white space in your design, it will create really impressive look and it will make the design look more clean and professional. Because of white space, the viewer can only focus on most essential parts of the design and it will create a minimalistic look as well as it will give a professional touch to your design. So that's what I learned from white space, giving space for your components to breathe. So our next fundamental is typography. And typography consists of fonts. They also convey a certain message. So there are mainly two types of fonts: serif and sans serif. Serif fonts has an artistic look and they look different from other fonts, while the sans serif are most readable fonts because they are most clean, which make the user to read the sentence or read the word more clearly. They are clean, clear, and professional. That's why sans serif fonts are used in text like body text and in the designs where user readability is at the priority. And serif fonts are used in branding for creating a brand for any entity. So this was typography. So the next fundamental is composition techniques or composition. So composition means aligning your design in a perfect way. It means all the elements that are present in your design, positioning all of them in a certain order or in a certain way that it will look professional. Common composition techniques are rule of thirds and golden ratio. In rule of thirds, you place your main object on the intersection of these grid lines. As you can see, by placing your main object on the grid lines or on the intersection of the grid lines, it will create an immersive effect and it will grab the viewer's attention towards the main object that you want to highlight. So that is composition technique. So our next fundamental is hierarchy. Creating a appropriate hierarchy will guide your viewers' eyes or attention in a systematic order. If there is no visual hierarchy, then the design will look chaotic or scattered or messed up. So the hierarchy should be maintained very well in any kind of design. And a common example is heading, subheading and body text structure. The heading is at the top, subheading is just below it or in the middle, and body text is below the subheading or at the bottom. And the size of the text also varies as it goes from top to bottom. Like the heading has big size, the subheading has a bit smaller than that, and the body text is the smallest, which creates an visual hierarchy and guides audience correctly. That is hierarchy. So our next fundamental is consistency. Consistency ties everything together. It means using the same color palette or using the same colors in your design and maintaining them throughout the design. Maintaining the spacing and maintaining right fonts for the body, for the heading, subheading, etc. By following all of these, it will create a harmony in your design. That's it for consistency. So after these fundamentals, there is only one important thing remaining, which is practice. Only practice will make you a master in every skill. So by following these fundamentals, anyone can become a really good graphic designer. And just practice, practice and practice, you will achieve a professional looking design. That's what it means, practice. The reason behind learning graphic design was not just creating cool graphics or cool artworks or thumbnail designs. It was learning the fundamentals, because every visual content that we consume or we create has these fundamentals, and these fundamentals can be applied to them as well. Like I create videos on YouTube, so these fundamentals can be applied on them, and that was the core reason for learning these fundamentals. As I have learned them, now I can apply all of it on my video creation or content creation. So this will help me in future. Past few days I was busy learning these all fundamentals, and it was really hectic for me. To create this video is also very challenging, because I was kind of doing a new approach for creating such videos like cinematic storytelling. But these past few days have taught me much more about designing, about content creation, and how I can improve in it. And there is a lot of room for improvement in my content creation, in my video creation. So this channel, Rohit Kartoy vlog, is not just about making vlogs or recording memories. It is also about learning and sharing the experience and creating a memory album that I can cherish for my life. So that's it for today. I will meet you in the next video. So till then, Jai Siya Ram.